Dear friends, this week we read the Torah portion of Emor, which talks about specific laws for the priests, the Kohanim, the Kohen Gadol, certain restrictions that they had because of the merit of them serving in the temple. And we find something fascinating, that the Torah portion begins, Emor, God tells Moses, talk to the Kohanim, to the priests, Va'amart aleim, and tell them. And the rabbis question, why would the Torah say the same word twice? Speak to them and tell them. And our commentaries tell us that there's a tremendous message here. But first, we have to understand the word that the Torah uses. There are several Hebrew words to convey speaking. Emor is not a common one. Usually daber. God tells Moses, command and speak to the Jews. Daber is much more direct and strong. Emor is more soft. Convince them. And why, when we're talking about such important laws, did God specifically use the word Emor? And this is where the lesson lies. The power of the human being is our ability to communicate. We, different than anything else in creation, can not only communicate survival issues, danger, food, a call to those who are close to us to protect themselves, to feed themselves. We have the ability to communicate ideas, love, feeling, to build people up, and unfortunately the ability to communicate negative things, destroy people, as we know the power of the word. And the Torah tells us, though we have to be very careful not to talk negative things, lashon hara, evil gossip, we have to be very careful not to put people down with our words. The antidote is not to be quiet. The antidote is Emor. You got to speak. We got to learn how to speak in the right way. We got to learn how to communicate with each other out of love, out of care, out of true interest. And when you tell something to someone because you really care about them, you want them to get the message because it's in their benefit. It's not about you and what you think and what you feel, but it's about them. Then, va'amarta, then your speech gets conveyed and penetrates the heart, the mind, the soul of the other person. Even in restrictions and laws which are conveyed in this week's portion, when they're said the right way, they're embraced in a beautiful way by those who are hearing them. And this is an important lesson for us. We have to learn how to speak, but we have to learn how to speak properly. Care about the other person. Welcome someone else. Smile to them. Say a good word. Give a compliment. Not only to people you've never seen before, but to people you see every day, to your spouse, to your children. Tell them something uplifting. And then when you talk in the same way, even things of duty and importance, it penetrates and they will follow as well. And this is how Judaism was passed on. It was not passed on by people twisting their children's hands and saying, this is what you must do. Judaism was passed on because the parents and the teachers and the rabbis were looking for the best for their students, for their children. And everything that they were conveying of the laws and the messages and the guidance of the Torah was only with the best interest of those who they were conveying it to. And just to finish off, as we are around the corner Sunday, Saturday night Sunday is like Baomer, the day of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the great sage and miracle worker, but also the great Jewish leader. And he knew the power of words. And once, when there was a drought in Israel and they needed heavens to open up and bring the rain to save them from hunger, and they came to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and said, Rabbi Shimon, we need you to help us. Rabbi Shimon just said one verse. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasurable and beautiful it is when brothers are able to sit together as one. This was a powerful message. We want to have rain. We want to have blessing. We want to get things in life that will help us. How do we deal with another? How do we link hands with someone else? Is it me above you? You got to listen because I am the boss and I have to tell you and can't tell you what to do? Or Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, we convey through love, through care, and through a true interest in the other person, with empathy and with all the positive things. And I think it's important that all of us should try this week, today before Shabbat, tonight, tomorrow, every day, try to find one compliment to tell the people closest to you. And you will see how well it will be taken and how the communication will come to a new level, and so much more will be done for each other and true brotherhood. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. We love you all. Shabbat candlelighting times in Montreal is 7:56. And all those in Montreal, please join us for the great holiday like Baomer, Saturday night, 10 p.m. at Chabad of the town for a barbecue, a bonfire, live music, and lots of brotherhood and celebration. Be well, all the best.